Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Bless you.
Thank you all very much for being here this morning. You are in for a very special program. Thank you also for your patience as we waited for one of the schools that was arrived just a little bit late. And we still have one more school that's en route. But in respect of your time, we're going to go ahead and get started, and they'll join us in a few minutes. I'm Steve Perry. I'm the President and Executive Director of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It's my pleasure to welcome you all here. Have some of you been to the Hall of Fame before? Anybody? Okay, great. Lots of you. But some haven't, and I think after this morning's program, you'll have an opportunity to walk around and see the building that's such an important part of this community and such an important part of pro football. The special treat that you will have today is you have an opportunity to have a conversation and learn some lessons from a member of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Now, it's not every day that you get to have a conversation with someone who has achieved that level of excellence in their chosen field of career. But we have Willie Brown here with us this morning, and in a moment he's going to come up and say a few words, and then he's going to spend the rest of the time responding to your questions and letting you know the things that he did from the time that he was your age until now to become the success that he became in the world of pro football. Now let me start by telling you a little bit about Mr. Brown. He grew up in Yazoo City, Mississippi. After his high school career, where he was quite an athlete and quite a student, he went on to college at Grambling College in Louisiana. It's now called Grambling State University. And that's where he continued his academic studies, and he also continued his football career. He was on a good team, a great team. He played all 4 years of his college career for the Grambling football team as an end. But interestingly, back at that time, when he graduated from college, even though he had had a great college career, none of the professional football teams would draft him. And maybe he'll tell you a little bit about that. Partly, that was because in those days, if you were an African American and you went to a predominantly African American college, then the pro teams didn't even come to scout you, and they may not have given you an opportunity. Obviously, that is changed today, and he was one of the people who helped bring that change about in our society. But Willie decided, even though he wasn't drafted by any pro football team, he still wanted to pursue his goal. He still wanted to pursue his dream in life to become a member of professional football. So he decided that he would do it the hard way, which is to break into pro football as an undrafted agent, free agent. He was 6'1", 195 pounds. He played the position of defensive cornerback. And he began the pursuit of his dream and his goal by trying out for the Houston Oilers. Before the first summer camp was over, he was cut from the team. Don't know why, but I'm just pointing out that there were adversities that he had to confront. I suppose at that time he could have decided to give up on his goal, give up on his dream, and just do something else. But he didn't. He continued to pursue his dream, and he went to the Denver Broncos. And he used his talents, and he worked very hard, and it all paid off because midway through his rookie season with the Denver Broncos, he became the starting defensive quarterback. And in his second year with the Broncos, he had a great game against the Jets where he intercepted 4 passes in one game. That doesn't happen very often. In fact, that tied an all-time record in pro football. He also that year won all AFL honors and played in his first All-Star game where he was named the defensive player of that game. So again, here's a person who started off being rejected. Teams didn't draft him. Went to his first team, got cut, went back again, made it in his rookie season with the Broncos, and then went to the All-Star game and was declared the best defensive player in the All-Star team. In other words, Willie proved that he could make it in the NFL, and in 1967 he was traded to the Oakland Raiders. During the next 12 years with the Oakland Raiders, he used his speed and his mobility and his aggressiveness, his determination, and his keen football intelligence to become the leader of the Oakland Raiders defense. He was a key figure in the Raiders' success during those years. His teams played in 3 AFL championship games, 6 AFC championship games, and 2 Super Bowls. During his career, during the entirety of his career, he intercepted 54 passes. He returned those passes for 472 yards and 2 touchdowns. And some of you will know, if you know your Oakland Raider football history, that one of his most spectacular interceptions was a game where he returned an intercepted pass 75 yards for a touchdown. So, in fact, even though he got off to a slow start, Mr. Brown had a spectacular career in pro football. He was named to all AFC teams 4 times. He was named to all league teams 7 times. He was selected to play in 5 All-Star games and 4 Pro Bowls. By the end of his 16-year career in pro football, Willie Brown was widely acclaimed as one of the premier cornerbacks in pro football history. Now that's, again, pretty good for someone who started off in such a manner that would have been easy for him to give up when he wasn't drafted and when he was cut from his first team. But just as you will face adversities in your life, and you'll have to have the strength and persistence to overcome those adversities, that's what Willie did. And so as a result of all that, in 1984, he achieved the highest honor that a pro football player can receive when he was enshrined into the Pro Football Hall of Fame right here in Canton, Ohio. Now we're going to show you a brief video of Willie's playing career.
Cornerback Willie Brown started his storied career with the New England Patriots. He intercepted an NFL record 4 passes in a single game during his second season. But none were more historic than the one he picked off in Super Bowl 11.
And he looks and throws. Intercepted by the Oakland Raiders. Willie Brown at the 30, 40, 50. He's going all the way. Old man Willie. Touchdown Raiders.
And now, before I ask Mr. Brown to come up and make a few brief statements before we begin the Q&A, I'd like him to know what schools are here. So as I call your school, feel free to give a little shout and clap and let us know if you're here. Is there anybody here from Malvern High School? All right, there they are. How about Barberton High School? Okay. Barberton's in the house.
Yeah,
How about Glen Oak High School? There we go. Lehman Middle School. And the Arts Academy at Summit. Okay. And I think we have one school way down in Camden, New Jersey that's tied in by teleconference from Pine Point. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you Pro Football Hall of Famer Willie Brown.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. Thank you so much. Great to see you guys that is here today. I want to set the record straight so you know and you can make a little note on it. The best defensive back that ever played football, pro football, is who? Yeah, Willie Brown. Okay, make sure you got it. Make sure you take a little note on it. The best that they ever played the game, okay? I'm excited. You know, I was asked to come back here probably like a couple of months ago, coming back and talking to you kids, you know, about whatever. But there's some tough times, some good times, some bad times, but more good times than bad time in my life coming up, growing up. When you grow up in a little small town, Yazoo City, Mississippi, your culture is different, your attitude is different, your ways of action is different. When you back in the 40s, late 40s, when you go get a drink of water, you know, public place, in a park or wherever, they got 2 dishes sitting on the side. The water runs from that pipe all the way through, come out, and you push the button where you want to drink. Well, they had one side for, they call colored, one side for white. Now, drinking the same water, the water's coming from the same spot coming up. You just got to push a certain button. So you can't drink out of this because you're black, can't drink out of this because you're white. I went through those kind of things where you had to ride the bus, you had to get on the back of the bus, back of the train, and you know, you can't eat in public places, nice restaurant, things like that. But I had a goal. My goal was to overcome those kind of things. You know, okay, I hear you talking, saying those kind of things, but I don't have to deal with it. See, what I had was people who, and I'm going to use the word parachute. Okay, everybody understand parachute, right? Parachute is you jump out of a plane or something, you land nice and soft without getting hurt. Parachute. Think about parachute. But there's another parachute I like to talk about. That parachute is who packed your parachute. Would you trust the guy sitting next to you in this room and the girl sitting next to you packed your parachute? You wouldn't trust him, huh? You wouldn't trust him. I understand that. I understand. But let me take it a little bit further. I'll take it a little bit further. Parachute. Let's talk about the parachute, the people who packed your parachute. Your grandmother, your mother, your father, sister, brother, next door neighbor, your best friend. They can pack your parachute so well that you have a nice soft landing. Your preacher, your teacher, your coach, your classmate. Those people is important that pack your parachute. How do you get from this spot to that spot? What is it that it takes to pack your parachute? Meaning, what kind of life are you going to live? Those grandmothers and grandfather and granddad taught you to be a better person. Whether you get it from your teacher, whether you get it from your mom, your dad, your sister, brother, it doesn't matter, as long as you get it. Because it's important to know that they the one made you go to church. They the one makes you go to school. They the one wants you to be good. They the one wants you to be successful. That's what I'm talking about, the parachute. People who have influence in your life. Who are they? You think about those individuals. And I always say thank you. When you're up and going, you take things for granted. Jump out of bed, your mom got breakfast for you, go to school, your teacher take care of you, all those kind of things. But don't take it for granted. I knew what I wanted to be when I was growing up because for the simple reason, people who packed my parachute, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother, particularly my high school coach. He the one who got me prepared for whatever come outside this particular circuit that you're in. He taught me how to get out of that circuit if I wanted to, by working hard. I wasn't and have not been the greatest defensive back that ever played if I just go along with the flow. You got to do extra. I did extra. I wanted to be a high school coach. When I left Grambling University, I said, well, I'm not concerned about pro football right now. I am concerned about getting my degree in coaching in high school. I think that's where I get that from. My high school coach had a big influence on me. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go back and be something special, teaching young kids, teaching how to be a better human being rather than just being a football player, a basketball player. And I played them all in high school. I played football, ran track, and played basketball. But I said, I'm going to get my degree, go to Grambling University, and go coach in high school. So I got off track for a minute. They offered me a contract with the Houston Oilers, offered me that contract. They wanted to play pro football. Well, understand this. Back during that time, they only had three or four black guys on the football team. And in Houston, they only had two, and I made it three, of course. And the whole neighborhood, the whole league was saying, well, they're going to cut you, Willie, because you don't have any experience, and you're black, and you need a roommate. When you travel, you have roommates. So there was only 3 black guys on the team, meaning one got to go, because, how you going to have another roommate? So they let me go. They cut me, released me, and I was really, excuse my language, pissed off because they let me go. And I knew that I was better than any other player they had on the field playing my position. So I took it out on them. Let me tell you, when they released me, I got so bitter knowing how good I was compared to the other players they had that I said, the heck with football. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go back to get started teaching. So the Denver Broncos called me up and said, well, Willie, we'd like for you to come to Denver and play for us. So I said, no, I don't think I want to do it, man. I said, there's just too much going on, and the way I see things happening, and you're not going to give a black ball player a chance to play, put him on the team, release him, and that kind of thing. And I didn't want to go through that. So I was convinced by my high school coach and then my college coach to go do it. So went to Denver, the bump and run. You guys know what the bump and run is? Everybody know? All right, I'll show you. Come on, young man. Come on. I will show you about bump and run. Okay. He's a wide receiver, all right? Let's think about wide receiver. Ladies, you know what a wide receiver is? He's trying to beat me and go out and catch a pass. Got it? Everybody got it? Okay, my job was to stop him from catching passes. So in the league, majority of the corners, they played about 7 or 8 yards off of the wide receiver. So when I came and invented the bump and run, I came up about 5 yards and walked straight up in front of him. You better get ready. He said, what are we doing? You're the wide receiver. You get released, okay? This way or that way, anything you want to do, okay? I'm not going to hurt you. He said, So I started this process because I never played defensive back before, and I wanted to get up on it and stop. So I got as close as I could, and guess what? Now whenever you're ready to go. So I came and hit him in here and stop him. So give me a little juke. Take that, get out of here with that. All right, thank you. All right, so I started that process. So then when we started, we played the Houston Oilers, and every time we play them, I try to beat them up. Beat them real good. Then I went to Denver, and they started this process of bump and run. I left that with the Raiders, and the Raiders, everything was history. But you got to spend extra time doing things that you love. If you want to be the best, if you're having a problem in school, in life, talk to somebody about it. Talk to them about it. Understand their feeling, your feeling, what you want to do, how you want to do it. Now's the time to do it. Have goals. Set those goals high. I want to be the best defensive back they ever played. My kids tell me that all the time. Dad, you was the best. Okay, I believe you. That's a joke. But the thing is that stay focused. Stay focused on what you want to do. Don't let anybody get you in the wrong direction. And make your own decision about things. Don't be afraid to make decisions. Also, don't be afraid to say no. If you see a young lady or a young man doing something wrong, hey, grab him and tell him, hey, this you can't do that. That's not right. He and I can be the best buddies. He and I can be the best buddies. We were walking down the street, and he all of a sudden, he wanted to do something crazy. So I'm going to tell him, hey, look, no, you can't do that. That's not right. What are you doing with that Giants cap anyway? That's not right, is it? So I'm saying, make your own decision. Be a leader. Don't be a follower. Be a leader. You take over. You make the decision. Don't let a person make a decision for you. You can make decisions on your own. You got to be willing to understand. Maybe he's your best friend. He may get mad at you because you're making that decision, but he'll come around. I'm sure he'll come around sooner or later. Make decisions. Know what you want to do in life. It's not too late. It's still early. Early. But you got to be willing to pay the price, the sacrifice. You got to be willing to say, okay, this is right, this is wrong. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do it because it's not right. Your mom and dad, they tell you, get your homework, do this. You can't go here, you can't go there. Hey, That's for your own benefit. They love you. Your mom and dad love you. Cousins, they love you. But you got to trust them. And they're telling you why you can't do certain things and why you should do certain things. You got to understand that. Packing your parachute. She's packing your parachute, knowing that what is right, knowing that what is wrong. In life, you're going to reach back and say, oh, okay, my mom told me this. My dad told me this a long time ago. Be stern, be firm. Believe in your dream. If you can dream it, you can do it. I learned that a long time ago. I'll give you an example. And the guy saw the Super Bowl that when I ran the ball back for 75 yards for a touchdown. And I swear to you, the night before the Super Bowl, Gene Upshaw, who is deceased now, he was a director of player union. He and I was roommates. We planned on getting ready to play the Minnesota Vikings the next day. I had a dream that night that I intercepted the ball and ran it back. Didn't say how many yards, but I ran it back for a touchdown. So the next morning, Sunday morning, we're getting ready. We're getting ready to get fired up for the game. So I told Gene, I said, Gene, last night I had a dream that I intercepted the ball and ran it back. I can't think of the yards, but a guy at Green Bay ran a touchdown against us back on the interception for 50 yards. So I told Gene, I said, Gene, I intercepted the ball and ran it back, but it was for more than this guy ran it back against us in the Super Bowl. And sure enough, see what happened. I intercepted the ball and ran it back 75 yards. But my point is this. Dream about things. Dream about making A's in school. Dream about making B's in school. But you got to put forth the effort in order to get A's. Everybody in here is capable of getting A's. Everybody is capable of going to college. You got to go to school, kids. I'm going to tell you this. Go to college. I don't care what you major in. You can major in sweeping. You can major in dusting. You can major in English, biology, whatever you want to major in. But go to college. Get that degree. You know why? Because when you finish high school, go to college and get your degree in college. And these big major companies would like to hire you. They're going to look at your record and say, oh, okay, you went to Grambling University. You got your degree. Now, but your degree is not in whatever you're working for in there right now. So what you do? We bring you in and train you. They'll train you as if what they want you to do, as long as you got that degree. But if two of you come to me and say, okay, I'd like to work for you, Mr. Brown. I want to work for you, Brown. I got two guys. One with the high school degree, one with the college degree. Who do you think I'm going to hire? I'm going to hire the college guy because of experience and knowing, been through the education, been through the system, and he knows all of that kind of things. So that's what you try to do. Okay? Find goals, set goals, stick with your goals. Trust your instinct. Trust yourself. Trust your people who pack the parachute. Trust them. Believe in them. If your mom and dad is not there, find someone else. Find your minister. Find your priest or whoever. Talk to your teachers. Let me tell you something. Teachers are there to teach you. They can't make you learn unless you want to learn. You got to put forth some effort. They're only going to teach you how to do certain things, but they can't teach you how to hold it in, how to learn those kind of things. You got to do it on your own. You got to do it yourself. Everybody here should be and want to be successful. Everybody here would like to make a lot of money. But it's not all about the money. It's how you live. I'd rather have good health than have all the money in the world. Wouldn't you? Because money can't buy you good health now. You can be this and that, but money can't pay for it, and money can't get you well. What can get you well is understand that this is what you want to do, this is why you do it, and understand that. But being successful. And what does success mean? What is success? It's what you make it. What you determine is success. We all understand that. But effort. Put forth the effort. I remember when I was playing, all the defensive backs, they would get through practice and they would go in. I kind of stayed out there, worked on drills. I grabbed anybody who wanted to stay out, one of the wide receivers, say, hey, look, let's run this pattern on me. Let's try this and try that, and let me see what we can do. So I stayed after practice. Same thing in basketball. Guys have shoot around. Just practice, 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 and practice. And that's what it's all about, is understand it's not easy. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be tough. This time and age, one of the biggest problems we have with young people today is drugs. Drugs, alcohol. That's the big problem today. But this room here should be the lead at your school. Talk about drugs. You don't need them. Look at me. Here I am. I don't need them. They wouldn't even think about drugs. I never heard of marijuana until I was out of college. Just show you the time change. Never heard of it. What? You do what? You drank this bottle of liquor? You go to school halfway drunk? No. Never heard of that kind of stuff when I was growing up. Because of what? Because of people who packed my parachute. Kept me away from all that kind of stuff. You don't need drugs, young people. I'm going to tell you. If you want to have a good life, stay away from drugs and alcohol. But if you want to have a bad night, a bad day, a bad year, sooner or later they're going to catch you if you smoke marijuana. They're going to catch you. Same way speeding and driving fast, you got away several times. But one day they're going to catch you driving fast. Same thing. So promise yourself, promise your friend, you don't need it. If somebody want to give you something, some kind of alcohol, some kind of marijuana, whatever, tell them, hey, look, I don't need that, man. I don't need it, buddy. Okay, buddy, I'll see you. You're not my friend. But you turn them down, they'll come back around. Say, you're right. You don't need drugs. You don't need alcohol. Because it doesn't do anything for you. What in the world would a person want to get sloppy drunk or wake up with a headache, sick as a dog? Tell you what happened to me. How we doing, Steve? We all right?
Right.
Okay,
We'll
good.
get some questions in a few minutes.
Okay. Tell you what happened to me. I was in the 10th grade. I had two buddies go off into service in the Navy. They came back home. We gave them a big party. All right. It was 30 or 40 of us at this party. And I'm in the 10th grade. I'm walking around drinking everything everybody had in their hand. Yeah, I'll take a sip of yours. First time, I didn't know. So I don't even remember the night, remember anything. Guys took me home. So my father, the guys took me home, got me to the door, opened the door, pushed me and took off running. So my father, he said, what's going on? I said, I don't feel good. So in the meantime, all this alcohol was coming out. He said, I know what's wrong with you, boy. You've been out drinking. And I don't know. I said, yeah, I guess. I was so out of it. So I woke up the next morning, had the biggest headache, and I was sweating, and all I wanted to do is drink water. Got drunk all over again. Here I am out in the sun, and this is hot now in Mississippi, and this is in June. And I was just breaking out and sweating. And I was sick for a whole week. One solid week I was sick. Taught me a lesson. I don't drink. Nope, I stopped that. That stopped me from drinking from that day on. Do not drink. So my point is this, guys. Make a decision. Make a good decision. Trust your instinct. Trust that your buddy and your friends will come along. Tell your friend, this is right, this is wrong. You be the leader. We all want to be led. You got to be the one that leads. You got to be the future. 10 years, 15, 20 years from now, I'm going to trust you to make a decision for me about the world, about things going on. That's why you're preparing yourself right now. Anybody could come over and tell you and talk to you about these kind of things, but you know, I come all the way from California, and here I am in the snow and cold, and you know how it is, California most of the time. It's nice, sunny. But I'd rather come here and give you the message. How can I save you? How can I help you kids back in Ohio? I could be back home doing whatever, but they wanted me to come talk to you guys, and I love it because there is something to be learned. Something to be learned. That I was the best defensive back they ever played, huh? No, there are other things to be learned, but it's great that you guys is here. I appreciate you coming here. You could be somewhere else, of course, but you chose to come here, which is great. Okay, let me ask, let's answer some questions that you may have about whatever. We'll go from there. Yes, sir?
First of all, I grew up a Minnesota fan, so Fran Tarkington, I went as him for Halloween, and so your reception was very devastating.
Yeah.
As a kid, so bring that. But I want to know Lester Hayes and the Stickum. Who thought of that? Were you a part of that? If you could explain it to the kids, they may not remember that.
Okay.
What do you think of that?
I thought it was great, particularly shaking hands with quarterbacks. They don't want to shake hands with you. Stickum is no more than just a gooey type substance. It like gum. Anything that is touched stick to it, kind of gooey. That's what we call stickum. Fred Veliznikov probably was the one who started all this stuff, I guess. Then Lester started, and then I would just take a little bit of dapping on my hand, and I was the captain of the team, right? So, you know, right before the kickoff, they bring all the captains out, and you shake hands, and you coin flip. So usually there's a quarterback, captain of the team. So I walk, hey, how you doing? So they say, no, Will, I'm not shaking hands with you. They know, you know, that I got all this stuff on my head. So, but yeah, that's how I got started. Someone else. Yeah, right there. I'm sorry. Yes.
Do you really think that you're better than Champ Bailey?
Did I do what?
Do you really think you're better than Champ Bailey?
I think I'm in the Hall of Fame. Is Champ in? Champ is a good ball player, but he probably be third or fourth on my list. Yes.
What was it like scoring a Super Bowl?
Well, you know, it's like going out with your girlfriend for the first date. Oh, you're excited, you're happy, all those kind of things. Boy, you feel good about it. You know, so that's you know, to me was that it's a good feeling that knowing, number one, I need to get to that end zone so I can score, and two, being that we got a pretty good chance of winning the ball game if I just get to the touchdown and score. Yes, ma'am?
Do you have any regrets?
Say it again?
Do you have any regrets?
I really don't. You know, my life has been pretty good because the way I was brought up, the way I was treated, you know, growing up, I understand all the system. I understand how things were during that time, how things are, some of the things even today. But no, I would do the same thing all over. I grew up in Mississippi. I played football there. I worked on my grandfather and mom farm. Helped my dad haul wood, chop wood, all those kind of things. Love it. The thing about it, let me just tell you this. I didn't depend upon my parents to do a lot for me because I had 6 brothers and 2 sisters also. I depended upon myself to do whatever it took to make me a better person, to make me get the things that I wanted. I used to, at 10 years old, I go around the neighborhood trying to cut lawns, washing windows for people in the neighborhood, do anything to make $1. Keep my parents from trying to buy me things and use the money on me. Don't use it. Let me go out and earn my money. You know, let me go work for it myself. And that's what I wanted to do. Stir floors, wax floors, wash their car, wash their window, cut their lawn, Whatever they wanted me to do, pay me $5, $10, whatever it was, you know. So I got that in my pocket. Now, I can go buy me a pair of shoes. I can go buy my own pair of pants, things like that. So I was more independent growing up probably than most kids. Okay? Where are we? Yes, ma'am.
Which team did you like to play for more, the Raiders or the Broncos?
I like the Raiders, of course. Wait a minute. All right, whoa. We got a little question about that. Raiders got more players in the Hall of Fame, I think, than the Broncos. Okay. All right, we go back. Yes.
Why did you try so hard to fit in? Why did you try so hard to fit in, like, with this football league if they rejected you so much? I mean, why didn't you try and start your own?
Okay, good question. I tried so hard because I knew that I wasn't a failure. I didn't want to fail. By them letting me go or cutting me, whatever, showing a sign that I wasn't good enough. And I refused to be told that I wasn't good enough to do something I wanted to do. When I see in my own in the clear light that in days that I was faster, I was bigger, I was stronger, I was quicker, I was tougher than the people that they kept. For example, I was on the black defensive back on the team. Only one. And I knew that I was better than the other players that they had. So I was determined to be and show them what they're missing. For example, we used to play Denver. I used to beat up Denver so good, I used to wear them out. Wear them out, yeah, Denver. Yeah. Big Champ Bailey fan, yeah. We used to beat them up. Okay, yes.
How did you have to adjust your game from playing?
Say it again.
How did you have to adjust your game from playing defensive end in college and defensive back in the NFL?
Well, I lost a little weight, number one, playing defensive end. I had to do that, of course. And also had to adjust because I never played defensive back before until I came in the pros. So I knew a lot of work had to be done before I was able to win the position and understand the position. So I knew that you had to put forth the effort in order to be the best. Yes, sir.
What was the worst injury that you ever had?
Probably separated out my shoulder. Against Denver too. But I intercepted the ball too. I caught the ball. When I caught the ball, came in the end zone. So I caught and brought it in. I fell on the ground like so. So I collarbone and everything gets shattered and broke loose. So that's probably the worst. So then they taped it up, and a couple of guys got hurt 2 weeks later, so they taped it up. I had to go play the game again. So I guess missed 2 weeks. They strapped it up. Got to go.
What was it like playing for Al Davis?
Al Davis probably the smartest football mind that I've ever been around. Very tough, very understanding, and had goals. He knew what he wanted. He knew the type of player he wanted on the team. And he wanted the very best players on this team. He would do anything to get them. Okay?
How many years you doing college before you drafted to the NFL?
Okay, I was for 4 years in college before I was signed as a free agent out of Grambling University. So a lot of guys get 5 years of registration and all that kind of stuff now. When I got to Grambling, I led it for all the 4 years there. Okay? Right here.
How did it feel to lose How did it feel to lose to Vince Lombardi in Super Bowl II?
Well, where you get that old question from anyway? Anytime you lose is tough, particularly the championship game. It's tough to lose. It's hard to take because you prepared yourself for those kind of things, the big games, and you think you've done all the right things trying to get ready, and so you have a good chance to win. But it was tough. Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
A little bit about your struggles when you were young, but times have changed. So I'm curious, in your ultimate wisdom, as you get to look out at these young folks, what do you see as the biggest challenge for young folks these days? I know you spoke a little bit about drugs and alcohol, and maybe particularly black children now, young folks.
Well, okay. That's $1 you got to pay for that telephone. Okay, the struggle is this, right now is this. You got to be willing to understand that when you do certain things, you got to think about position, understanding, not the color. I think nowadays we as society tend to look at a person more than we do color. You know, because if you start stereotyping folks and looking at what color they are, that's against the law right there, number one. But you got to say, get your degree. You as black young men, particularly the black young man, you got to go to school, you got to get your degree. And understand that a lot of white people want to help you. They're not all bad. Black folks not all bad. So you come together. You put all those things together to help each other. That's what make a better country. You put things together, put ideas together, get things together, and make sure that you understand the goals, what you're trying to do. Understand how tough it was before. It's going to be even tougher because if you don't go to school, you might as well go do something else. Of course, you will, of course. But go to school, understand the culture, understand the nature, understand what you're getting into, and how you're going to be after you get into it, for what happened, those kind of things. Okay? But I think the only one is opportunity. I think a black man today, a black person today, all you want is the chance. If a person is willing to give you a chance, you got to take advantage of it. They're not going to sit there, okay, here's the door, Willie. You want to be good or you want to be great, but you got to come through this door. You got to go through the door in order to do it. But a lot of us want to go around the door, think you're going to get in. No, it's not going to work. You're going to get the greatest opportunity. You will get the opportunity, and hopefully they just as much in another person will get the opportunity. But you got to be willing to take chances. You got to be willing to open the door in order to get there. Yes, sir. I majored in science. I majored in physical education at 2 degrees. I got my master's in education. Okay, yes.
Hello, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Do you regret not playing for the Atlanta Falcons? Be honest, be honest.
Atlanta Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons.
I don't think so. I'm not a bird. Heck no. Do I regret playing for the Atlanta Falcons? No. How many Super Bowl have they been in? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Wait a minute. How many have they been in? Huh? Okay. All right. Well, that's probably answers my question right there. Your question, I should say. But yeah, let me tell you. Today's football, everybody's on pretty even keel today. There's not much difference between this team and that team. Because the players. The players, they play each other during college days, but they play against each other during the pro days. Broncos, nah. Go ahead, sir.
Who was the best wide receiver you ever had to cover?
Well, a lot of people ask me that the best wide receiver I ever covered. I look at the guys in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Whoever they are, they're the best to me. But naming individual is just hard because of Paul Warfield, Lance Allworth, Charlie Joyner, Charlie Taylor, all those guys, Don Maynard, all those guys are in the Hall of Fame. And they are tough and were tough. Okay? Yes. Here we go. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Stand up. Stand up. Everybody take a look at him now.
Would you say that you're better than Deion Sanders, prime time?
Okay. Did you hear my first question, my first statement when I came up here? Okay, everybody know Deion Sanders, right? Deion Sanders he's tough. He's a good ball player. But the problem with Deion that I have is that here come a butterfly coming around his end. He wouldn't even hit it. Hit a butterfly. Me, I catch it. Yes. Stand up. You have respect, be accountable. Most important thing, guys, is this. Well, not the most important thing, but this. Respect yourself, respect others. Have some balance in your life. And be responsible. That's the best thing, even you ladies. You have to understand, be responsible. So, you know, those kind of things always stick with me. And when you play football or any sport, you are responsible for this guy. I am responsible for this guy. So you do all those kind of things together, that's how you win. It is your job to open the hole, your job to shoot the basket, your job to block him out, your job to go around this way. If you don't do it, you're out, right? So yeah, he taught me those kind of things, to be respectable and to respect others. You know, those kind of things, respect others. Whatever, they could be wrong, but have respect for whatever they're saying. You know, that's their belief. But then you try to work it out and get it straight. Okay, somebody else I saw race. Yes.
My question is, what do you think about the NFL today, and in comparison to when you played?
Okay. Today is easy. When I say easy, they've changed the rules so much in terms of hitting guys, tackling guys. Don't hit them in the head. You can't hit them this way. Don't touch the quarterback. Don't hit the receiver 5 yards down the field. All those things have changed. During my time, you could run down the field as long as the ball not in the air. You could hit a guy. Take him right out. As long as the ball not in there. And during my time, you get to the quarterback, you can bend him over to a presser, you know. But you can't do that anymore. They call it roughing and all those kind of things. So football has changed quite a bit. For the better, I think, in my opinion, because a lot of the guys get hurt. Particularly during my time, a lot of the guys have gotten hurt during that time, and concussion, things like that. Never heard of it. When I do holler when I was playing. Oh, I get some smelling stuff. Okay, you're okay. You're okay. Go back in. Those kind of things during my days. Okay? Other question. I'm going to hear some, hey, ladies, come on, let's hear a question for some ladies. I know you got some. I heard one lady earlier, two already. Right here, here we go. You next. You next, you next. Yeah, okay, good.
What is your favorite memory?
Go ahead.
What's your favorite memory?
Of,
like when you were playing, like your favorite moment?
One of my favorite moments is intercepting 5 passes in one game. And that's a lot. You intercepted 5 passes, but one was called back in the game because somebody roughed the quarterback, so I really had 5 in the game. That's probably one of my best moments. The other one being in the Super Bowl, running the ball back for a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Okay? Yes, ma'am?
If football didn't work out for you, what was your second career choice?
Say it again.
Football, what?
Okay, go ahead.
If football didn't work out, what was your second career choice?
Okay. My second career choice would be a high school coach. I would go back and teach. I'd be a teacher, then coach football in high school. Okay? Yes?
How do you feel about that pass? What, Frank who? Frank O'Harris in Pittsburgh. Did I say that right?
Somebody asked that question. Well,
Well, okay, I have a different question than if you already
No,
answered.
that's okay. I answered that question.
Oh, okay.
And then you answer your next question. You're like, okay. The ball, Jack Tatum did not hit the ball. Let me just bring you up to date. In this championship game, immaculate reception, the Raiders against Pittsburgh. On offense, doing the rules now. If the ball hit an offensive player, another offensive player cannot catch the ball. The ball is dead. All right. Jack Tatum hit the receiver, Franco, running back, hit him in the back, did not hit the ball. The ball bounced off of off of Fuqua, and Franco had doing nothing, lazy. He can, heck of a ball. Caught the ball off the ground and ran it for a touchdown. So they won the game. So that's what happened. All of it, the ball hit the ground. Jack Tatum did not hit the ball, and it should have been dead ball. Now you tell all them Pittsburgh fans I said that. Okay. Now you had another question? She had one more.
How do you feel about women's football? Do you think girls can play football?
Well, yeah, I think they can play at their own level. I don't think they can compete against the guys though. I think that's the big difference. If you're playing girls against girls, fine. But if you play girls against boys, it's kind of tough. And I say it's tough because boys usually are faster. The girls are smarter, but the boys are faster, and they can get away from certain things because of who they are, and they know it pretty much. But yeah, if they want to start a girl league, girl football against girls, I think it's good. It's great. I love to see it. As long as you got the protection, the headgear, the shoulder pads, and thigh pads, and knee pads, all those kind of things that you can wear. Right? Okay. Yes.
Who was your role model growing up?
Probably my high school coach. My dad, probably. And my high school coach and my college coach. Okay? Yes.
Why do you think black people are always getting stereotypes? I mean, our president is kind of black.
Well, I think that, let me tell you something. I think because the history, the nature, what you've been taught over the years from your grandparents or your great-grandparents tend to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And I think that's the biggest problem, biggest reason is that 30 years, 40 years, 50 years ago, your grandfather said something about a black man. They don't want the black man nowhere near his house. Don't want him drinking out of that water fountain. Don't want him over here. Don't want to go to school together. That's happened 50, 60, 80 years ago. So now I'm gonna pass that same thing on to my kids. I'm gonna pass it on to my kids, and he can pass it on to my grandkids and his grandkids about blacks. See what I'm saying? But I think that's been the biggest problem is that is the generation believe from way back when this is how society is. This is the way it's going to be. But you have a chance to change all that stuff. You can change. Say, hey, it stops here. It's not going any further. That's why you find stereotyping, those kind of things that goes on. But you got to overlook those kind of things. You got to be one to make the correction. You the one. I said earlier, you got to help make some decision. You make the decision. Don't let anybody make the decisions for you. Be smarter than that. You can overcome those kind of things. Hatred, prejudice. I did. But it's not easy. It's not easy. When your granddad started telling you about things that happened way back in the Civil War and way back when and all the way up to now, he's telling you those kind of things. But you got to break it and change it and make the world better. That's why we're trying to make it better with a black president, because he thinks he has some ideas. He might have some better ideas. But we're gonna find out. We'll see. The president of the United States can be any color he want to be, as long as he's for the people. I don't care what color he is. As long as he's for the people, I'm happy with it. Okay? Question? Yes. Stand up. Don't be sitting there looking at me. Did you know?
The Oakland Raiders lost to the Falcons this year.
Yeah, I think they did, but I don't think neither one got in the Super Bowl, did they? Huh? Hey, pay attention. I don't think the Falcons got in the Super Bowl, did they? No. I don't think the Raiders got in either. So, hey, let me tell you something. Folks, remember this for the rest of your life. If you want to put your head on something, remember this. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. Some of you heard that before, right? It's not where you start, it's where you finish. It's where you finish. Okay, other question? Yes, right over here. Well, you guys got some good questions. It's pretty good. Yes?
Did you ever play against Joe Montana?
Yeah, I played against Joe sometime, a few times. Joe's a good quarterback. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame also. Some of you don't know Joe Montana. Joe Montana is the quarterback that played for San Francisco 49ers. Okay, yes?
Which team did you dislike the most during your career?
Pittsburgh and Denver. I didn't particularly like Pittsburgh. I didn't particularly like them either, you know. But one of the toughest games we played, this reminded me of, is that we played Cleveland in 81. Cleveland, how many Cleveland fans are there? You guys love Cleveland? Yeah, you should be. Hey, that's your home team. Shh. Let me tell you something. You got to root for your home team. But anyway, back in '81, we played back in Cleveland. And this weather reminded me, it was cold, buddy. Let me tell you. And I had on everything they put in my locker, I put it on. They had 2 pairs of shoes. I tried to get 2 pairs of shoes on. And we won the game, of course. Go ahead.
Did you dislike or like playing against any NFL teams because of like how they acted or what they did?
No, I really didn't, because I didn't dislike it and didn't want to play against certain teams because the prejudice or because of whatever happened. Because most teams, now let me tell you, they had to abide by the rules and regulations of other teams in the league. You can't have white players over here, black players over there, separates and all that kind of thing. But I would tell you one story though. And when I first came in the league in '63. I was with the Houston Oilers. We had training camp in Colorado Springs. We broke training camps, flew to Shreveport, Louisiana, to play the New York Jets. So we got off the plane, coming down the ramp. They had a guy that meet us at the bottom of the ramp say, "Okay, you come with me, you come with me, you come with me." Black players. So we looked at the station wagon. They put us in the station wagon. All the white players got off the plane, they went and got on the bus. So we looked and said, well, this is in Louisiana. So we asked, well, what's going on? What are they doing? So the guy took us, he said, well, I'll take you to your hotel. I said, well, why are we not going on the bus? He said, well, we got a special car, we're going to take you guys to the hotel there. I knew something was wrong. So he took us to the hotel, left us, no meeting for the rest of the day, nothing. Nobody said one word. So the guy said, I'll be back, pick you guys up in the morning. So we get up in the morning, the station wagons got us, 3 black guys took us to the stadium. White players came and said, where you guys been? We had meetings, we had this and that. Where you guys been? So we said the same thing, where you guys been? So I said, well, they took us over to this hotel. I said, well, that's not right. We're not going to play the game. We're not going to play the game if they're going to separate us like that. And that's happened in a lot of cases around the league, about players, they didn't like the condition, how they was treating the black players compared to the white players. When you got to go to a hotel, you got to go around to the back door You can't take this to the elevator. You can't eat in the dining hall. So we changed all that stuff. Okay? That's where it was. Other questions? Mike?
While football is also considered a sport, would you also say that it's in the realm of entertainment as well?
Yes, it is. You know why? Because millions and millions of dollars is spent on Super Bowls. Millions of dollars. That's why teams bid for Super Bowl. They know how much money they're going to be made by having it something like entertainment. But that's the way sports is. Sports is entertainment. Boxing, basketball, football, all of it, soccer, volleyball, all those things. It's a part of entertainment. But it's out to make money also. Yes.
Have you ever faced Lynn Swann and actually like dominated Lynn Swann?
Okay. Yeah, good question. Pittsburgh. Let me say something about Lynn Swann. Lynn Swann stayed away from me. He knew what he was in for if he was going against me. We played Pittsburgh quite a bit. But Lynn, he's in the Hall of Fame, of course, but he's very good. But like I say, if Lynn see me on this side of the field, he walk across. No, that's Willie. I'm gonna go to the other side. Those got to no, for real. Okay.
I think we have time for one more question. If there's one more.
This is my Hall of Fame ring. This is a Super Bowl ring. One of my Super Bowl rings. Okay. Okay. Question.
One more.
All right, wait. I got a question for you. One that can answer this. If you can answer this, I'll let you put the ring on. Let's see. Let me find a good question. Raise your hand if you know it. You got to be fast. What was my college coach's name? No, not you out. I know you know. Let these young kid. All right, that's out. All right, that question's been out. Eddie Robinson, okay. Who can name my high school coach? Nope. All right, ladies, this is for the ladies. Ladies only. You guys have a chance. Who is the head coach of the Oakland Raiders today? All right, that's too hard. That's too hard. That's a new one. All right, ask you this. Ladies. No, that's today. No. What is the color of the Raiders? The color?
Black.
Yes. I can hear you. Black and what? Black and gray. Wrong. Yes. No, wrong.
Black and silver?
Yes. Yeah, there you go. Come on up. Silver and black. Black and silver, silver and black. Okay. All right, now, wait a minute. Lock all the doors. There you go. You can wear it. Okay. All right. I have another question. All right. Another question for the guys. You girls, you're ahead. Another question. Name the four people. Name the three guys that started with me in the Super Bowl in the secondary. Yes. Yeah. Oh, get a little.
No, okay.
Who? Yeah, all right, come on up. I'll let you wear the Hall of Fame. You put that on. Okay. We good? We good. That's enough. We good? All right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sure can. Okay.
All right.
That was fun.
That was fun. And, you know, part of what we wanted you guys to enjoy today is Willie's remarks, obviously, and stories about his career, and to have some fun. And you all had some fun, didn't you? Everybody have some fun here this morning? But in addition to having fun, we also wanted you to learn something. And I think you had a chance to learn a lot of things. I learned a lot of things. One of the things you learned is that we all live in a better society here in America today than was the case when Willie was your age. It's much better. And you guys are the beneficiaries of it. And the lesson is that Mr. Willie Brown is one of the people in our country who helped to make our society better because of what he went through and because of the way he persevered and presented himself. Our society is better because of what he did. And the other thing, that's right, we could applaud that. Another thing that I think Mr. Brown told us was that each of you can do what he did. He was your age at one point in time, and he did things to make his society better. He did things to make his community better. You heard him say how he respected other people and respected himself, how he pursued his goals and didn't let anybody or anything take him off track. He came all the way from California to be with you this morning to give you that lesson in the hope that you would use it and you would make your lives better and you would make your community better and you would make our society better in the same way that he did it. So I think we learned a lot of really valuable lessons, and we ought to give Mr. Willie Brown a big round of applause. Thank you. You guys have been great questions, great program. I'm sure that Mr. Brown will be happy to take a picture or sign an autograph or two for you before you take your tour. So thanks for being here and have a wonderful day.